Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I really hope that everybody is okay during this whole quarantine stuff and the coronavirus going wild in the world. I now have the time to do stuff that I normally wouldn't have the time to. And so that's why my car is like almost ripped in pieces, as you can see. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and basically, if you're here just for the cam belt replacement, the V-belt and the water pump, then go ahead and click into the description. There's a time provided where we actually start with that, so that you don't have to listen to all that crap if you're not interested in that. However, if you're still here, then I assume that you're interested in the whole channel and the car itself and why the car is looking like that. I've been doing a lot of stuff, not on video, and I've been having a lot of issues with the car. The MiTo hasn't been the most reliable. Guess finally the Alfa is coming through. I still think that's just a stereotype that is really not proven anymore. Like in today's standards, these cars are really reliable. I didn't have any issues since buying that car, but like when I left the car for half a year, then the first issues started to show off, and basically it's the multi-air. So yeah, guess right. The one thing that everybody is claiming to be an issue with the car is an issue now. I had some misfiring on 2 cylinders, and that's why everything here is ripped apart. And I opened that actually and took a look at the multi-air, which sits here. Now we are going to replace the cam belt and the V-belt and the water pump, but that's not concerning the problem with the multi-air. I just thought, now that I have the time, I'll just do it, because once in the lifetime of a car, you should do that. The cam belt, the V-belt, and the water pump. And we are going to replace those. Just letting you know real quick, I am not an officially educated car mechanic, so I'm not guaranteeing you anything in this video. This video here is meant to show you how I replaced my cam belt. If I did anything wrong, please let me know in the comments, and don't take this video as a guarantee. In this video, and I've already done a lot of things that as you can probably tell, there's a lot of space. And now I'll show you what you have to get out of the car to reach the cam belt. No, don't get me wrong, you don't need to remove the bumper. It's just because I was replacing the holders here. You don't really need to get that off. Don't worry about that. But for the sake of the video, it's easier to film in here when the bumper is off. So what do you need to do? You don't need to get rid of all the wiring here. It's clear that's because of something else that I'll do in another video. What you need to get off is the air intake and the engine mount here. So the car is, or the engine now is not mounted on the car. It's actually on a jack stand. But don't worry, it might seem harder than it actually is. You just need to lift it up just a tiny little bit. Put the jack stand under it for safety, and then you'll get your engine mounts out. And I recorded that as well. You're going to see that right now. It's not that hard. It's just a couple of bolts here. So that's out of the way. And then you remove the plastic covers, of course. And yeah, and then you're good to go. If you take the air intake box out, yeah, be sure you don't rip that off like I did. It's just stuck in there through this and this pin, and I was like a little bit too harsh on her, so yeah, she broke. Now if you want to replace your V-belt and your cam belt, or if you want to replace your cam belt specifically, you'll need this tool here. Doesn't matter which brand you get. I got this tool here from eBay. It's for locking your cam, I think your camshaft. I don't know the word in English for that, I'm sorry, I'm not a native speaker. You'll need this locking tool. Once that is off, which is going right on this, and the other one is going where the vacuum pump is, locking the camshaft. And then you'll have your timing belt kit, which comes with a water pump, or a cam belt of course, a water pump and a tensioner. And for that tensioner you'll need this tiny thing. right here. It's going in here, and then you'll be able to tension it the right way. So this is coming in the kit. You can order that from anywhere you want. You're going to find the right one, because there's only this one tool, or this kind of tool set for that engine. It's kind of stupid, I know, but however, Fiat decided to develop its own tools for this engine. Now, another thing you need to do before you get going with it, and once you've got all that out, and you start to remove all the belts, when you get to the water pump, be sure that you have something underneath the water pump to collect all the fluid that is going to come out of there. I guess you can just put it somewhere here, just something to collect the fluids. Now that I've been telling you that, let's get on with removing the cam belt, or starting with a V-belt and then going on to the cam belt. This is the spanner, and this is going to release the V-belt. Yeah, you have to press that down. There you go. That's out of the place. Now, before you do that, be sure to remember how the belt is going. Same thing goes for the cam belt, of course. Make a picture and draw the line. I mean, that's kind of easy. It goes down here and up here again. But sometimes the easiest things seem like not really easy. So in case you forgot, make a picture. Okay, now usually this bracket here is sitting around your vacuum pump. So it sits around like that, down here and around that. Get rid of this. Once you get the bracket out of the way, it really is time consuming, trust me, but once you got that out of the way, you can go ahead with a T45, I think, and release the vacuum pump and unplug it first, of course. So. Yeah. And now we can pull that off. I hope not too much oil is going to come out of there. It's not. Okay, perfect. That's the vacuum pump. And as you can see, these two pins here are matching with this big pin. It's the same. And the tool is aligning, I think like that. Yeah, like that with the pump. So it's actually just designed for that engine. That tool actually costs you 80 to 90 euros, dollars, pounds, whatever. Yeah. So now we're going to get off the bottom pulley. That's also 13 millimeters right here. Okay. Now, okay, once the vacuum pump is done or gone and the pulley here is away, we can go ahead and release the old cam belt, which is done by this screw here. Okay, it's not a 10. I thought it's a 10. Is it a 13 maybe? Yes, that's a 13. And that's how you get the tensioner out of place. That's the old tensioner. And in the kit comes a new one. Pretty neat. So now that's out of the place. Just pull your old cam belt out. Hello. Okay, that's the old cam belt. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Might have lived for another 1 or 2 years, but like I said, once in a lifetime of a car, you should replace that. Okay, now is the time where the specialized tools come in to work. And as you can see, this here fits right on top, come on, of where the vacuum pump was, with these two pins, the thick and the thin one, going into where the vacuum pump sits. So what we need to do is simply turn the camshaft here to make it fit into place. So you want to take an 18 nut that is fitting on the camshaft on the left hand side, and then get that tool together with these screws that come with the tool, and you're going to put them into the holes where the vacuum pump was sitting. So okay, that fits. I think doing with your hands it might be enough, but sure is sure. It's not a 10, it's a 13. Just slight force so that it wouldn't come off. And now the camshaft is sitting where it's supposed to sit. Now that the camshaft is in the right way, we're going down on what is, I think, the crank shaft. So same thing applies here. Putting that into the right place, it's just the same procedure, and it's going right onto this little pin is for that hole here, this little hole here, and the rest is for the big ones, and that's where the screw is going, obviously. Just like that. It's easier without that. So, okay. Now that's into place. We now need to turn it to make it align with this right here. Once you can turn it in with your hand, I think that's the sweet spot. Now it's easy. So that's going in good. And that is a 10 millimeter. Okay, that's in place. Now our specialized tools are in place. We can go ahead and put the tensioner into where it belongs. So the tensioner goes right in here. The new one is going right on top. Okay, so you put that bolt on top. You might be seeing more from here. And then you put the new cam belt in. Okay, now before we put the belt in, almost forgot that part. We want to replace the water pump, right? So I already loosened these 4 bolts. There's one here, one down there, one there, and one down here. So it's 4 bolts. Like I said, remember before you do that, make sure that you have something underneath the engine bay to collect all the fluid that's going to come out of there. Hey, little water pump, it's about time that you go off now. Jesus. Now, as you can see, it's been quite a lot more fluid inside than I expected. So yeah, definitely put something underneath your water pump. Here's the old, it does actually show some marks here on the blade or on the pump. So I assume that's from getting it out, but could be a sign of, you know, usage. So I think getting a new one is always a good idea. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some sealing here on top of it. Got this one here, and then we're good to go. What you might want to do is clean off this part where the water pump is going in. So this part right there, I think that would do the trick. Alright. Now that is in place, it's time for the belt. First of all, around the crankshaft. Second of all, around the new water pump. And then around the camshaft. Once you got it in like that, now it's time to tension it here. On the old tensioner or spanner or whatever you want to call that, this bit right here had to align with this bit right there. So it would have been like this. But on the new tensioner, it actually is a bit different. Here, where is it? Ah yeah, there you go. Look at this bit here. If these two align, then it's properly tensioned. So this pin has to align with this cutout here, and then it's properly tensioned. So taking a 13mm key or socket, doesn't matter, and tension it so they would align perfectly. And then once they do, then you are going to close it by screwing it in. Yeah, just like that. Now, to be 100% sure, that bolt right here is tightened by exactly like, or more or less around 25 Newton meters of torque. This wrench here only goes to 22.6, which is 200 inch-pounds. I don't know, I usually go for the Newton meters. So We're going to tighten it with 22.6 and then give it a little bit more after that by hand. Yeah, that's tight. Take that and just a tiny bit more. Okay, now we can remove this tool here. Once we remove that tool, we will put the pulley for the V-belt in place again. I need a 10mm socket. I always say nut, like nuts, you know, because in German we just say nut or Nuss. So I don't know. Do you guys say nut as well, or do you always say socket? I don't know. Nice. Oh, here's this pin again. And there's this tiny hole, just like on the tool. So they align perfectly. Yeah, that's good. Put the bolts back in. Yeah, before we do that with strength, we should probably remove the locking tool first on that side as well. Okay. So now it's time to put 25 Newton meters on the bottom pulley. It's like that, you know, and then I'll just hold it and yeah, just hold it with another wrench on top on the camshaft, and then you can easily use force to do it right. Okay, so now that they're locked, it's time for the V-belt. So this belt is going in here just like that, around this, no, Jesus, no, here, up here. Almost missed that one. Up here and around this one down here, the one that we just screwed on. You can put it down and put it around the bottom pulley. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, great. Now, that's done. And the rest is where we started the video. So all I need to do now is put the engine mounts back on, the air intake, and the covers, obviously. And because that's really easy, I'm gonna just, you know, speed it up a little bit. The engine mount is in place. The intake is in place again. You can see the new V-belt here. The new cam belt is underneath the cover. I didn't put the screw in here because I will replace the top head gasket and the multi-air filter in another video. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for that video. This is going to come soon because I'm just like, you know, start with that tomorrow. I hope all you guys enjoyed that video. Remember, I just wanted to state that once more. I'm not a professional mechanic. I don't have a official education in that. I'm just doing it as a hobby, and so if I did anything wrong, let me know in the comments. And of course, if you're new to the channel, it would be awesome to subscribe. Would be awesome to see my next videos, and would be awesome to like the video so that we reach more people. So I really hope I could help you with this video. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.